we're on the phone talking with Lincoln Riley, son of Mike and Marilyn Riley, and the grandson of Claude and Evelyn Riley, all of Muleshoe. And of course, all of us know that Lincoln is the new offensive coordinator for OU. And Lincoln, we are so proud of you, and as well as your brother. And we just think that we will all have our eyes on OU football this fall, and it's coming up soon. When does your season start, and who with?
Well, thank you, Megan. First, I really appreciate that. That means a lot coming from you guys. You guys have been such a big part of Muleshoe and getting the news out to everybody and the word. So we really appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
We start practice on August the 6th, and then our first game is on September the 5th, my birthday here. So hopefully I get a good birthday present.
Oh, that's neat, isn't it? Yeah.
It is.
And who do you play, and where do you play?
We play Akron, University of Akron here in Norman for our first game, and then we've got one on the road after that at Tennessee, and then we come back here and play Tulsa, and then we get into our Big 12 conference opponents after that.
And when is the first Big 12 game? Do you remember?
Ooh, you're going to put me on the spot. It's going to be right around the 1st of October. I think West Virginia is our first game, and then we kind of get rolling through the conference after that.
And now, can you take us back to when you were a little boy growing up in Muleshoe? When was your first love of football really discovered by you? When did you realize that football was going to be a really big part of Lincoln Riley's life?
I knew I really, really loved it when we got a chance to play as sixth graders. There was a Pee Wee league over in Clovis, and we put together a team and went over there and kind of all the guys in our class. I think we were one of the first grades to do it in Muleshoe and played and had a great experience. A lot of guys got together, did a great job coaching us, and we just had a great time with it. And it was it was a new experience. Growing up young, you always play football in the yard, but we had always of course played basketball and baseball, t-ball, all those things. But to finally get to put on those pads and do that was something pretty cool. And I knew I had just immediate, just very big interest and love for the game that I could see pretty quickly.
And do you remember any of the boys on that Pee Wee football team from Muleshoe who played with you, Lincoln, over in Clovis?
Oh, definitely. Oh, absolutely, yeah. Kyle Atwood, Stephen Shelburne, DJ Dominguez, Brian Smith, Daniel Johnson, of course. There was a lot of us. There was a lot of the guys that ended up being a part of those really. Bradley Thomason, I think, was a part of it. Jeffrey Skipworth, a bunch of those guys. A.J. Berman, that ended up being a part of those, really good football teams that we had later on in the high school. A lot of those guys, we all kind of got our start there, I guess you would say.
Now, how old are you now?
31. I'm an old 31.
You've done a lot, from Tech to East Carolina and now the University of Oklahoma Sooners. And this is really exciting for all of us here in Muleshoe. I guess that really Mike Leach was someone who gave you a really big break at Tech. And tell us a little bit about your experience with Mike Leach back in your days at Texas Tech.
Yeah, Mike was great to me. He first brought me on there as a player and got a little bit of a chance to get around the game in that respect to begin with, and then gave me an opportunity to to make a decision on whether I wanted to keep playing or to start the coaching career. And he sold me enough on it that I went with this. And he was great for me. He gave me, taught me a lot, gave me a lot of responsibility, which at this level sometimes, older, more accomplished coaches are, a little hesitant to do, but he was great about that. He didn't care about my age or my experience level or anything like that. He just, it was either you got the job done or you didn't. And so he kept giving me more responsibility. I was very lucky in that, some of the jobs, as you kind of move up the ladder in the coaching profession, some of the jobs kind of, just happened to open up, when I was ready to take them. And so things kind of worked their way out. But he was a great influence on me. And like I said, I couldn't ever thank him enough for the opportunities he gave me to get my coaching career started.
Now, of course, Coach Cliff Kingsbury is at Tech now, and weren't you at Tech when Cliff was there as a student?
We had a very short kind of carryover. I was on my way in as Cliff was on his way out, but we knew each other certainly through the days there as Cliff came back, and then in coaching, he's a guy that I stay in touch with. We talk, we bounced ideas off each other. He's done a really nice job, and it's good to see. After Mike left, the program kind of got off base a little bit, so it was good to see. Then bring back another guy that was part of. We all kind of felt some pride in the run that we had there. And then, when that was taken away, that was tough for everybody involved with the program. So it's been good to see, them get back to somebody that cares about Texas Tech and that'll do a good job there.
And that's right. And when you play Tech, do you remember that date or how far down in the season of OU that will be?
It's towards the end. I want to say I think it's our 8th game.
Uh-huh.
So we're talking probably end of October, somewhere in there. It's toward the end of our schedule.
Is it going to be hard to play Tech, or does a coach just forget those feelings?
Oh, you'll see guys, before the game and all that, but when the game starts, it'll be another game. You try to win them and do the best you can, and so probably more during the week as people talk about it. And like I said, before the games, I see I know a lot of those guys on staff, still a lot of the administration and all that. But
sure.
Once it starts, there's no friends.
That's a good way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Remember back to when you were at Tech and you were brought back to Muleshoe by Coach David Wood, who's the head football coach and still is today of the Muleshoe Mules. Tell us about helping bring the spread offense to MHS Mules.
Yeah, I think my role in that was probably a little overstated. I came back and they just were interested in some of the things we were doing. I think they were, Coach Wood and those guys were pretty innovative and are still very innovative, and they were, I think, on to some things. And so just was able to, show them a few of the things that I had learned there and maybe some ways that they could implement them. And so I think they used some, probably didn't use some. And, but it was great to get back and visit with those guys and then, see them have the success they did. And, I still think, coming back and maybe, a play here or play there, may have helped them. But the reason that, they've been so successful, to me doesn't have a whole lot to do with any plays. They've Coach Wood and that staff have got a winning program. They've got a bunch of guys that believe that they're going to, win every game and they expect to win. And when you create that, you can win a lot of games no matter what you're doing, on offense or on defense. So they've done a great job with that. And it's, as an alum and person that was, kind of, in there in the mix when that was being built, it's certainly been great to see.
What year did you graduate from Muleshoe High School?
2002.
And so what year did you come back and help the coaches here in Muleshoe sort of instigate the spread offense? Do you remember what year that was?
That's a good question. I want to say it probably was 2004-ish, somewhere in there. I would say, yeah, I'd probably been at Tech for 2 years, I would think.
Uh-huh. Well,
and then We talked ball several times over the next few years. There wasn't just one big sit down.
Sure.
Every off season or when I got a chance to come down, it was good. And I got ideas from those guys. It's not like I was just sitting there preaching. It was just fun to get back and share ideas with those guys and catch up with them.
Now, let's talk a little bit about your family. Your wife is from Dimmitt, right?
She is. She is.
And she's from an athletic family too.
She is.
Tell us about your wife.
Yeah, Caitlin. Her grandfather was Kenneth Cleveland, who was the legendary basketball coach there, boys basketball coach there at Dimmitt, for so many years. And her mom is Beth Buckley, originally Beth Cleveland, who played basketball at Texas Tech and then taught in school. And so her family's been around there for a long time. Certainly a big athletic background, which has been a help in being a coach's wife, which is one of the toughest jobs that there is. It's a lot tougher than my job, and so she's been great, and so I think certainly having some of that background has certainly helped her, with all the things you face.
Oh, I'm sure it has. And she's such a pretty girl. Did you all meet at Tech?
We had met. We had met in high school.
Is that right?
Kind of, just as basketball games and things like that. But we didn't start dating until I got to Tech.
And now tell me about the most important person that you live with. You have a daughter.
I do. Sloan is about 2.5 years old, and she's great. Caitlin's been a great mom to her, and she is as everybody that has had a 2-year-old before can attest. She rolls the roost. She couldn't be more fun. Great personality. She's we love her to death. It's been great for me to get a little bit more balance in my life, which I think Sloan has brought that, and she is just an awesome little girl. We love having her, and she loves getting around the players and coming to practice and all those things. She's used to it now, even at that young of age, and it's just a lot of fun seeing her grow up.
Oh, that's so nice. And she is so precious. She is just a little doll.
Thank you so much.
And we just want you to get back to your family life tonight. And so we thank you so much, Lincoln Riley, for giving us this opportunity to talk on the phone, and wish you the best of luck as you take on this big opportunity in your life as the new offensive coordinator for OU and the Sooners. Good luck to you in every game. I will have to say, except maybe one.
No,
is that okay?
That's okay. That's the sentiment of many. Thank you, Megan.
Oh, it's so good to talk to you, and we're really so proud of you, Lincoln, and also your brother, Garrett.
Thank you. Well, we're blessed, and just want to say thank you to everybody there that's supported us so much. It means a great deal to us, and we certainly it's something we certainly appreciate. So thank you guys so much.
Oh, it is our pleasure. It's a genuine pleasure. Lincoln Riley, thanks.
Thank you.